you know, oh, I'm physically handicapped, but you're not handicapped. And guess what? I am. And so are many other people that you judge. They don't like being judged, but they don't mind judging others. So hello everyone. I have not really been on YouTube that much. Well, I mean, I've been on there, but not vlogging much. Not since I did the big one. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that since I've had the iron infusions, it seems like that my headaches have gotten worse, and headaches are a side effect. I have another infusion, my last infusion Friday, so I'm hoping that after that one, that hopefully it won't last like a week of headaches, but even if it does, that after the week that it will go away. So yeah, I've been under the weather, and I have been making like little clips, and then some days just like, it's not even worth posting the vlog because I didn't really even say anything. So that's why I have been gone. A lot of us have illnesses that you can't see. If it's invisible, then does it exist? We have invisible diseases. I have gastroparesis, I have Crohn's disease, I have these other illnesses that, go with my blood. I have a blood disorder, I have tachycardia. I have some things that you can't see. But because you can't see them, it does not mean they don't exist. And it doesn't mean that they don't bother my everyday life. So I think I had hit this in one of my previous videos, but I don't think that I really hit hard on them. And I know some of the people that I'm subscribed to, they have more issues than I do, and their gastroparesis is much worse than mine. But they also have other things that I don't have that's going on with them, and so they have to use a walker, and they are on feeding tubes, and sometimes they're in a wheelchair. So with that, they have handicap parking, what do you call those? And so there have been times in my past that I've come out of the hospital, being in there a month, and when you've been sick, all of us know that's been hospitalized and for Crohn's or for whatever reason, and we are very, very weak, even though we're finally trying to get it out. We're trying to get our life back. We're trying to get back into the swing of doing things, and we're trying really hard to do this stuff in like a very short time, because that's what we want. That's what we're used to, but our bodies are saying we can't do it. So the first time I had my very first surgery, I weighed nothing, and my boyfriend's mother said, you know, I have an extra handicap placard, and you are not ready to walk very far from your car into Walgreens, into Value Market, into Kroger, or whatever. Because from the time you walk from a parking spot into the store, you're going to be worn out. I'm like, I don't know. So I took the handicap placard just in case, and I didn't park in a handicap. I walked, and by the time I got into the store, got my cart, went down through the fruits and vegetables, and got to the back, I was like, why did I do this today? I'm doing it because I had DVT, and so it scared the crap out of me. So I'm just like, I'm going to walk. I'm going to do this. I'm not getting another DVT. I'm not going to chance dying because I'm not walking enough. So I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get my blood going, blah, blah, blah. And by the time I got to the cash register, I was the only one in line. It took me a while to get my cart emptied. I mean, I had several bags. I told the girl, I said, can you get somebody to help me out to the car? I barely got through the store. I'm not gonna be able to do this. And so she was a young girl, and she said, I'll do it. And she shut down the register, turned the light off, and helped me out to my car. And so I didn't live that far. I only lived like a mile from the Value Market. And so I get home. I've got my hatch open, and my boyfriend's mom and sister pulled up at the same time. And she said, oh, let me help you. I said, I'm only getting the cold stuff out. When John comes home, he can empty out the rest of it. But she helped me get it out. And, then there were other times that I went ahead and I used them because I was like, until I get my body built up, I can't walk the distance from the car to the building and then walk inside the building at the same time. So I did use it. Once I started feeling better, no, I didn't. I gave her back the placard, so I don't need it anymore. And then there's been other times that I have been so sick, and as soon as I walked in and seen the doctor, he sent me right back out and put me in the hospital. And because I just had no energy. I don't even know how I walked in there. Some people's minds, they think that you're not handicapped and you shouldn't have a handicap placard if you're not in a wheelchair. And, just because you're not in a wheelchair doesn't mean that you're not handicapped. Yeah, I might have my two legs, but that doesn't mean that how I'm feeling on the inside and the energy that I have is there. It doesn't mean that I can walk the distance from my car into the building and continue to walk in the building. Right now, whenever I go anywhere, I park our truck a distance away from the stores, and I do that because of the way our truck doors open. We don't have a king cab, we have a super cab. The back doors don't open, because it's not really a back door. It doesn't open unless you open the front doors, then it swings out. And so we do that because of that. And so, I walk because of that. But if I'm walking with my husband, he goes on, and I don't even try keeping up with him. If I try keeping up with him, there's no way I could do it in the store. So, you know, my body tells me what I can and can't do. There's times I have so much energy, it is unbelievable. But then the next day or two, I'm paying for the energy that I had, the energy I used, and I'm not really paying attention to the fact that, yes, I've got all this energy. Tomorrow I'm going to crash, and you know what? The next day I'm probably not going to feel good either. And, so, you know, over the weekend, unless I have doctor's appointments, I really don't leave our home. I don't. I have no reason to. And it doesn't bother me. I am a homebody. Just because a person is not in a wheelchair does not mean that they're not handicapped. That's an umbrella. That is an umbrella of a handicappedness. And it does need to be addressed. Placards for handicappedness, because, you know, people are thinking that, you know, oh, a person gets out of a car and they're walking, well, then they're not handicapped. Why are they parking in a parking spot? Well, you know, if I parked in a parking spot that was handicapped, there is a reason why I'm parking there. I've never parked in a parking spot and not needed to be there. There has been a reason why I have parked in a handicapped parking spot. It's been because I needed it. Because I don't see any reason why, if I'm not sick, if I'm able to walk and I have the energy to walk, that I should park in a handicapped parking spot. It's just not, it's not right, and I know, and I don't do it. But if I'm sick, I don't have the energy, then if I have the placard, I'm going to park there. So there needs to be a placard for those with invisible diseases. So people will quit getting the idea that, oh, because I didn't get out of there with a wheelchair, that I don't have a disability. And I think that would help a lot of us. The other thing that irks me is handicapped bathrooms, handicapped stalls. There's something that I won't go into unless I need them. I use the handicap toilet stall for a few reasons. When my bag is leaking and I need to change it, it's bigger. They have extra things in there because they made it for somebody who has a disability. And whereas a regular stall does not have the room for me to put scissors, to put a moldable ring, to put paste, to have a pen, to have these things that I need to have out while I'm trying to change my ostomy. They just don't have it in there. I can do without, you know, the water or the whatever, because I use baby wipes and a wound cleanser, which I don't have on me. I just use baby wipes and I'm done. But you know, sometimes it can be very annoying and aggravating because the thing is erupting like Mount St. Helen, and it's the handicapped bathroom gives you what you need that you can't have in a regular stall. So that is why I use a handicapped stall. And if somebody in a wheelchair needs it, I'm sorry, but I need it just as equally as you do. And you don't have to be in a wheelchair to use them. So, there was a little girl who went and got what was it? She was doing something and she got a bathroom made. There's an alleys law, and that's restroom act. I have a card, and you can get the card. For those of us with IBD, there's many states that go abide by it, and if you walk into a BP and they don't have a public bathroom, and they only have a restroom just for the employees, and you need a bathroom, they cannot tell you no. If they tell you no, you can show them the card. If they still tell you no, you can call the police, and they would have to let you in. But most people aren't going to sit there and take that much time because it's just not normal. It's not. Is it really worth it? I mean, I can just take my bag off and rinse it out with water and be done with it. But sometimes it's just not that easy, because sometimes that bag is leaking and you really need to be in there, because having a leaking bag with your clothes ruins your clothes, and you also really need to be cleaned up. And if after a certain point it's not even worth just cleaning, it's just go get in the shower. And I have done that here at home, by waking up with being leaky. So yeah, we do. Those of us with invisible diseases, we get, to a point, we really are not respected by the handicapped community, because they think that we have to be in a wheelchair to use the handicap things. I mean, but there is no law stating that somebody with a invisible disease can't use those things. And I've been known to show my bag and say, hey, don't bother me, I don't care. But no, it's just, it is aggravating. And some people just feel like, oh, I'm physically handicapped, but you're not handicapped. And guess what? I am. And so are many other people that you judge. They don't like being judged, but they don't mind judging others. So it's sad. It really is. But I guess that's life.